Hello again, everyone. It's me, Nick Michalak, and the stellar Steve Frazier.
Hello again, everybody.
And, just for the hell of it, we're doing a commentary for Arachnophobia today.
What a fun movie this is. Takes me right back to being 10 years old.
I saw this in the theater.
Did you really?
And I hadn't seen it since.
Oh, really?
And so, things to talk about here and there. But, guys, if you have your own copy of the film, get your timestamp over to 0, turn on your subtitles to follow along with us, and we'll get it synced up with a countdown. So in 3, 2, 1, play.
I have the most unbelievable story of all time that I feel like we should start with. I just arrived at Nick's house 10 minutes ago.
Not even.
Not even. And as we are recording this movie, Arachnophobia, literally 9 hours ago, 9 hours ago, I was awoken in the middle of the night because I was bitten by a spider. You cannot plan this shit any better. I've been bitten one other time in my life, probably 10 years ago.
Right.
Same situation where I must have rolled over on it in the middle of the night or something. Julian Sands, rest in peace.
Yeah.
We'll talk about more about him later. And that one was much worse than this current one. It hurt like a son of a bitch, though, at 3 o'clock in the morning. It like burned, and I was like, what is happening? Why does my arm hurt? Like, this doesn't feel like, you slept wrong or whatever.
Right.
And so I got up and I turned my flashlight on my phone, and I'm looking at my arm, and it didn't really. John Goodman is fantastic in this movie. It didn't really look anything more than like a mosquito bite. And those are beautiful waterfalls.
Oh,
good.
Yeah.
Miami Dolphins hat. That's weird. So looked like a mosquito bite, and I was like, I've seen this story before. I don't think there's mosquitoes at 3 in the morning in April. And so I eventually moved around and then found the dead carcass of the spider underneath me. It was a little baby one, though, so I think it's not as bad. But so long story short, too late, is that, I put some Neospore. I washed it, Neospore, and some ice. Took a couple Tylenol, and actually it's feeling pretty good right now. So I don't have the giant bump or any. It's not like a fatal blow. It's not a black widow or a brown recluse or one that requires immediate medical attention, such as the ones in this movie.
Yeah.
So here we are. I got Neosporin on my arm. Not even done with the opening credits.
Yeah, interestingly, this was the very first film from the Hollywood Pictures label from Disney.
Interesting.
After they had their tumultuous 80s where they started out really bad and kind of ended pretty nicely. And they're just, because in that bad pair, they're trying out different things, different tones of different things to rebrand and trying to figure out what to go off. And
there was Touchstone was doing adult movies.
Yeah,
not X-rated,
but already there doing a whole bunch of things, but including Roger Rabbit before this. But it was early 80s Disney is a whole book worth of stuff you can find.
There's one of my favorite books of all time, Disney War, that goes from when they basically threw the guy off the board. Starts in 1980. They threw him off the board, took over. Jeffrey Katzenberg comes in. Anyway, go ahead.
There's a lot of things in the early 80s, it might have worked, but he had printed Disney on it, which just throws all the expectations in such a tailspin. That was nice that they started Touchstone and then Hollywood Pictures. They kind of have something else.
Subdivisions.
Play off different things. That doesn't have the Disney on, but it can just be a regular array of different genres of films and keep Disney as what Disney is expected to be.
Right, but then Disney still gets the paycheck.
Yeah.
So, I get it.
There's a guy I follow on Twitter or whatnot. He actually went through the entire Hollywood Pictures library and did a...
Look at this beautiful... I don't know where they filmed this. Hawaii, maybe?
They actually shot in Venezuela.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
No shit. Somebody that I'm close with is was born in Venezuela,
Okay.
so that's amazing. It's always been a dream of mine. I didn't mean to cut off your story about
Sure.
Hollywood Pictures, but like a dream vacation of mine would be to go down the Amazon River.
Yeah.
Like, this is unbelievably beautiful. I would do this helicopter tour. Anyway, but yes, Disney, and you said this is Hollywood?
Hollywood Pictures.
Okay. And it was the first one in that label.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like I said, the guy I follow on social media, he actually went through every single film in the Hollywood Pictures library. Did a short podcast episode over on I'll plug the Force 5 podcast, which I've been enjoying lately. He did like his top 5 picks of the Hollywood library, so go check them out.
Okay, and how many Hollywoods were there? If he watched all of them, I mean, is it like...
I don't know
Is it
offhand.
under 20?
Give me
I can't imagine... See, you weren't ready for this.
No. I'm looking at the wrong thing.
I'm just thinking if, there's one person that says, I want to watch
There we go.
all of the movies under this brand. There's our friend Kathleen Kennedy, who I believe is currently in charge of
Head
Lucas.
Lucasfilm, so
The stepsister of
So.
Ricky Phillips, who is a bass player in Styx.
I'll just scroll through the Wikipedia. This is
Oh,
everything.
yeah, there's like...
A couple dozen.
Yeah, there's 30 or 40 movies there.
Right now, the guy's going through all the Castle Rock Entertainment films, which is even more films.
I see.
And it's a lot of ups and downs. I've been looking at that library.
Yeah, no kidding.
But anyway, his name is Jackson Bourne. You'll find that podcast episode somewhere.
All right, shout out to that guy. What's the name of the show again?
Force 5 podcast.
Okay.
It's a nice piece of work.
So I don't know if they really did a big setup here as to what was going on, but whatever they're doing, I would also do this. Although, I will say, I'm not a bug guy. I don't like bugs.
Yeah, no.
Spiders I actually don't mind. I don't kill spiders. Spiders take care of all the other bugs that I don't like.
Okay.
So spiders I'm cool with. Somebody in the family at one point owned a tarantula that I was, able to hold. Another friend of mine currently owns a tarantula. Totally fine with the spiders. I'm okay with snakes. It's like the creepy crawly bugs. Ugh, can't do it. I'm not even mad. Like, I let the spiders live in my house, and so I can't really be mad that they're biting me. Poor little guy didn't know what was coming. I probably rolled over on him.
Directorial debut of Frank Marshall, big producer, working with Spielberg. Pretty much all.
And married to Kathleen Kennedy, yes? Yeah, okay.
And I mean, pretty much everything Spielberg was doing in the past decade, he was producing it.
Right. Is it Amblin?
Amblin, yeah.
Amblin Entertainment was Spielberg, Kennedy, and Marshall.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Now, like, as much as I don't mind spiders,
Yeah, the web. It's a little much.
Dude, I got caught one time in a situation similar to this.
Yucko.
I was going to the casino for the buffet. It must have been a birthday or something or other.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided to cut through the trees.
Oh,
And there was a web between the trees, and it got me.
Sometimes you don't see it until it's right on you.
And it was like that, but not as bad. And I immediately thought of Manly. And see, that's what I don't like. I did that. No.
Just burn it now.
Yep. Goodbye. But like the spider webs are so cool. Spiders are awesome.
Yeah, this whole film really did a number on this piece of production design.
Like anybody, well,
I don't know how a person goes about actually designing these things. I mean, how do you make it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Just letting a spider go to town for a few weeks or however long it takes.
Well, if they filmed in Venezuela,
they're
there's a
probably
chance
all over the place.
It could be real.
But later on in the film, when they're doing stuff in the barn and everything, yeah,
right. Yeah, anybody that's listened to any one of these, 150 shows that we've done knows that we're marks for production design, or at least I am.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever noticed that. Oh, I guess it's not. All right, never mind. What do we got going here? Is this a Blu-ray copy?
Oh yeah, Blu-ray. I was watching this the other night. It's like they did a really fine job on this transfer. You get through it, it looks really damn good. And the cinematography, Michael Solomon, this guy has credits all day long. He shot Backdraft.
Well, it always comes back to Backdraft, doesn't it?
It's like maybe one day we'll get around to it. Maybe we'll get around to that one.
There's so many ties to Backdraft. God, I fucking love it.
He just shot Always for Spielberg, which didn't go over as a big hit.
No.
Did like Far and Away and Band of Brothers miniseries.
God, Band of Brothers, he shot that?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Band of Brothers is one of the best miniseries ever. I mean, it's top 5, no matter on any list.
He just came off shooting The Abyss as well, so he's been through a ringer.
Well, let's talk about a tumultuous. We might have to put The Abyss on the schedule too.
I was thinking of that. It'll be 35th anniversary this August.
Well, all right, let's pencil it in. Pictures, Manly. You're missing it. Why would he make that face? If they're legitimately going to name something after you?
Yeah.
Like, how awesome is that?
Yeah. Because actually, there's a piece of trivia, the fact that there was a new species of spider that was named after Jeff Daniels following this film.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
It's buried in the IMDb trivia. I'd probably butcher the pronunciation if I found it again, but I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, these spiders, I'm thinking, are going to be a little bit big for my...
Yeah, comfort.
Right. Only because they're wild?
Yeah. Oof.
That's a great close-up.
Rugged.
I think that this whole concept of, like, we don't know what's out there
Oh, yeah.
is so fascinating. Like, there are so many things in probably this rainforest, and in particular in the ocean,
Oh, yeah.
that we have no idea
Yeah.
even exists. And
Because there's so many little places in the entire wild out there that you could dig for years and still not find something that is out there.
like, we think that we know everything, right?
Yeah, we're a little high and mighty on that regard.
And we don't know shit.
No.
And I mean, hell, the Abyss is predicated on the idea that fucking aliens live in the water, right?
Fucking
Or something. Oh yeah, jumping spider in my backpack. Look, I can't get over this waterfall. Like,
Oh, yeah.
this looks so good. Whatever they're cooking up that little beach bar there, I want some of that too. Oh, it's not. It's just a lab. Boo. We need some cocktails and...
Tom Cruise.
Oh, fuck yes. Tom Cruise, one of the best movies ever made. And I heard they were going to remake it.
They're going to remake everything, and why not?
I'm so pissed. Cocktail deserves to remain intact in perpetuity.
I mean, I was reading... This thing was on the remake block a few years ago,
Well,
which was going to be directed by Christopher Landon, who did, like, Happy Death Day and stuff like that.
you know,
At least a guy with a good enough sensibility about it. It would be produced by Frank Marshall still, but it's like, I don't know what new you're going to do with it. I mean...
I'm so numb to the remake situation.
Yeah.
That looked like somebody had his hand in a glove. It didn't look like a spider. So the only thing that I could, like, Here's the thing about the remakes, and I know there's 100 in our archives now that you can listen to.
A dozen or so, I think, maybe.
Okay, fine, 12, not 100. Here's the thing, though. If you're going to make something that's new again, like you're going to reimagine it, do it in a way that gives me a new story with the same basic skeleton.
Sure.
And if there's a new story about killer spiders in a small town, like, it doesn't have, like, that's fine.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't call it arachnophobia. Like, why would, you know?
Right.
I'm fine with a new.
There's. It's close to home.
Yes, it does. Now, the little guy that got me was maybe, you know, a quarter inch.
Yeah.
And didn't cause this. No, it did not. Although, I tell you what.
It'll make you start looking like Randy Quaid.
When you know, you wake up in the middle of the night and it feels like somebody put a cigarette out on your arm, and you're like, oh, what's happening? And then you think to yourself, if I just got bit by a spider, let's hope it's one of the good ones.
Sure.
And just like that, he gone. Excuse me. So we got old Julian here.
Yeah.
Who, you know, sadly, tragically lost his life.
Yeah, he went out hiking as he usually did in the California mountains, and he just got caught up in a storm, and they didn't find him for 5 months.
Yeah, I didn't know it was 5 months, but I know it was it was a long ass time.
It was something like almost between maybe January or February to almost May or June or something.
And that was recent. It was like
last year.
I was gonna say I didn't know if it was last year or the year before, but you know,
really sad.
And outdoorsman, right? It's not like, you know, it's not like he died of cancer or something, you know, where it's still sad.
I mean,
we don't know. I mean,
not really. It's probably just the ailments got to him and he just couldn't get out.
Right, yeah. We don't know what the circumstances are, but either way, I gotta say, though, if he went out doing something he loved,
sure.
You know what I mean? There is something kind of good about that, you know?
Yeah.
I think anybody, you know, like cliffhanger situation.
I was just thinking that 2 seconds
you know,
ago.
if there's something that you like doing, and you know it involves risk, and you're comfortable doing it, then you're also comfortable with the risk.
Yeah.
And I feel like, you know, just live your life, man. Don't.
Yeah.
And which is kind of the bad thing to say when you're dying doing the thing you love, but, you know, I don't know. I feel like I would much rather go out doing something that I enjoyed at the time than head end. Does that matter?
Don't know.
You're going to open the box anyway. Here's our long and storied history of every medical examiner ever eating a sandwich.
Yes.
There's never been a medical examiner in any movie ever that wasn't eating.
Yeah.
And what I really like about this is that we didn't see it.
Yeah.
All we saw was the reaction.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful cat getting in on the sandwich action. Cat must be a medical examiner. And these details, right? He made a face, now he's making this phone call.
There it is.
And all you get are the little tentacles, or legs.
Leggy.
They're actual legs, they're not tentacles. I'm an idiot. Sorry, I'm being dramatic. Oh, see, now we see.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Now we get the reveal that
whoa.
he's like mummified. I can't imagine one little vampire spider, though, being...
Sucking that much.
Right. And I also don't think that any sort of venom... Now, granted, this is a new species, but I don't know if any venom would have that effect to, like, dehydrate you in such a manner.
Yeah, unless it was a long period of time.
Well, we don't know where Canina is relative to Venezuela.
Yeah, sure.
But it can't be more than, a day.
If a flight, yeah.
Right,
I doubt they'd throw him on a fucking ship somewhere.
Right. I love this bit here. The bird picks up the spider, flies it away, and then gets bit and dies in the air.
Christ, yeah.
Amazing. And where does he land? In the perfect view of the new house of our main character.
Yeah.
What a setup. What a great first act. And then they give you this scare right here, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh God, the kid's going to get it right away.
It.
He had a pretty good run too, right? Like,
he shot up pretty fast. I mean, I was looking at his credits. His first credit was in the very last season of Hawaii Five-0 from 1980. And this is 10 years after that.
I didn't even know that he was on Hawaii Five-0.
Well, not until I looked it up. That was 1980. It was one of the last episodes. So he got to work with Jack Lord on his first major acting gig.
And then he goes from this and does what? Dumb and Dumber next?
A couple years after.
Oh, is it a couple?
94.
Oh, I didn't think it was that late.
I think all of Carrie's hits came out the same year. The Mask and Ventura.
Oh, the wine, sure.
Yeah.
Chateau Margaux. $127 a bottle in 1990 is what? I don't know. I don't have my phone on me.
Left it in the car, damn it.
I know. I'm so pissed.
I gotta pick up the slack.
I know. All right, help me out. Just Google inflation calculator. It'll be the first one. Here's a peek behind the curtain. You do 127 in $1990, and it'll tell you what that is in today's money.
$311.35.
$311 for a bottle of wine. All right, I see why he's pissed about not wanting to jostle it around. She's got a little bottle of Windex.
Yeah.
And what's so great is that they are talking about a different spider, right? Like they're that one is very similar in color and shape to the one that got me this morning, only it's about 10 times bigger. I'm sure our domestic listeners will know exactly the type of little kind of yellowy spiders that are...
I saw one of those the other day.
Yeah. They're very common. They're pretty harmless, too. I mean,
they're just annoying.
They're just annoying. At 3 in the morning. What a great little thing, right? We're going to let the spider live. This is very me. I see a spider on the wall, and I'm like, whatever. It's fine.
I remember, I don't know, this like 2020, this had been like, 30 years ago. It was downstairs in an old house, and there was a spider that was probably about 3 inches long. I mean, it's like it was crawling on the wall. It was huge.
Okay.
And freaked the crap out of me.
Yeah, as it would, yeah.
It was really just big and black and scary looking.
There's a lot of There's a little, I shouldn't say a lot. There's a little bit of like a Stephen King element to this.
I was feeling that a little bit as I went along the other day.
In that you've got, big city person moves to small town.
Pet cemetery.
Is kind of, unbeknownst to him, thrust into circumstances beyond his control.
He's supposed to be taking over as the doctor of the town.
Right, it's a small town role. Right, I guess it is Pet Cemetery-esque, which, would have been less than 12 months prior to this, right?
That one came out maybe April the year before, if I'm not
Here
wrong.
we've got domestic house spider making love with Venezuelan killer spider. Which, by the way, I will say to your point, the Blu-ray makes that look way cleaner than the old VHS that I used to rent.
Sure, yeah.
Where it was dark and you couldn't really tell what was going on.
Yeah, they did a really nice job on this transfer. I was very impressed because I think they put this Blu-ray out maybe about 2010, 2012 or whatnot. So could have easily just recycled an old DVD master, but they definitely put in a new scan for this.
Right. I mean, it's not perfect, but I mean, it's way better.
Yeah, nice bold colors. It's a nice film grain you pick up on.
And so the doctor's saying, I've changed my mind.
Yeah. And now, where are you left?
He's just uprooted
everything from San Francisco out to here. You're not going to go back. You've already expended all the cash. You've already signed papers for the new place. You can't just say, oh, no, I'm going to go back. You can take it back. That's not how it works.
And now he's getting a parking ticket. He's the sheriff.
Yes. It says sheriff on his patch.
Well, yeah, but they always say sheriff. Sheriff's office, sheriff,
Everyone's
whatever.
A sheriff.
Again, I'd like to point out that sheriffs aren't usually in charge of small towns.
Yeah.
Maybe they are because they're in charge of multiple small towns.
Township.
Yeah.
Sort of thing, yeah.
County, whatever. Yeah, there's palm trees. I guess I never really thought about this still taking place in California. It almost feels like the South, in a way.
A little bit, yeah.
Carolina, Virginia.
Sure.
That's always kind of...
Georgia, maybe.
Right, sure. I wonder where they filmed this part of it, because...
Yeah, and they did, clearly from the palm trees, they did shoot in California.
Right. But it feels...
It was a different name of the town than what
Yeah, I don't think Canaima is a real town.
No. Cambria, California.
Okay. So they changed it from Cambria to Canaima.
Yeah, just a little bit here and there. It says midway between San Fran and Los Angeles, so...
Which, from what I understand, I've never been. From what I understand, there are a lot of very quaint small towns in that middle California region. Now, I don't like that line. That it's a little too foreshadowing for me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Don't throw that out there as a suggestion that he might die within 48 hours and then have it happen. Like,
yeah.
It would even be a little bit better as a script doctor kind of hat here to say something like, he'll probably live a long life, or what, like, make it the other way. And then
saying, he'll probably be alive for the next 20 years and I'll never get a chance.
Right. Even though that's still a bad foreshadowing, it's better than saying what's actually going to happen.
Yeah. I like the fact that she kind of gives an olive branch to him. It's like, I'll be your first patient.
Right.
I think it's a little bit on the ground here.
She seems a little, like dyed-in-the-wool small town.
Again, another king-esque character.
Yes,
in that regard.
exactly.
Like a Richard Farnsworth misery character in a way.
Right. She is a stalwart in this community.
Yeah.
Maybe high-end, maybe busybody.
Yeah.
We don't know for sure the details. But friendly.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of, king-isms in this.
Yeah, the screenplay worked on this thing. One was Wesley Strick, who did the script for Batman Returns and Wolf, and a couple other things. Worked on Man in the High Castle, Cape Fear, the one for Scorsese. The other one was
That's got some problems, I will say.
I haven't seen that one in a long old time, but also the other one was Don Jacoby, who wrote the script for Vampires for Carpenter.
Right.
And a couple other things, so.
And they wrote this together, or they're co-credited?
Yeah, so. Decent quality screenwriters to a degree.
So let's go back to our production design talk.
Yeah.
And, holy shit.
Yeah.
To your point, I don't know how they make this unless it's natural.
Yeah.
I can't imagine they'd come across two that were that extravagant. I mean, I feel like the front shot here, right, foreground.
That one and that one, yeah.
Possibly real. Everything behind is clearly
just strewn about.
That's not webbing there on the right side of your screen. That was just droopy.
They're just kind of layering it in the background.
Right. Right.
Whatever that sheer material is they're using.
It could be nylon string. It could be silky, whatever. Yeah, put the Chateau Margaux down.
Yeah.
$311. Oh wait, they wouldn't be drinking the expensive shit.
Nah, they're holding off on that shit.
That's a nice little beat, right? The kids are trying to do their chore, so to speak. Meanwhile, the town ginger there is calling. Bunny is her name.
I don't remember the last time I saw a Firefly. It's been a long old time.
I've seen some, but I also travel a lot more than you do.
Sure. It used to be more prevalent down where I used to live, but it's weird how just maybe about 30, 40 miles changes the entire ecosystem.
Right. How about this little notion that she thinks that their little spider is responsible for that because it's clearly the only spider that's ever been in that barn. Okay, take out the fact that they don't know about the Venezuelan spider.
Yeah.
They just moved to this house.
Yeah.
There could be 1,000 spiders in that barn pre-existing.
Yeah.
Why does she think it's hers?
Yeah. I mean, they barely had time to even go in there to look around before they dropped off the spider.
Right. It's only been a day. Oh, yeah. The memory of him with the spider on his face when he was 2. All right. That does come into play later on. All right. That's fine. He has such a great, everyman delivery.
Oh, yeah.
There's a quality about him in this era that is so just genuinely likable.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that's, acting. Is that not his acting, but acting, capital A, acting. But I get the feeling that this is really him.
Yeah.
And maybe that's just means he's a good actor and he's actually an asshole.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
he was raised in Michigan, so he's
well,
really,
so he's an asshole, is what you're saying.
I'm just saying. He's got that good kind of... It's a state or whatnot that's in a very kind of a blue-collar working man sort of thing, so he... probably around sort of a very much an everyman environment in that regard.
They're both fond of plaids. Yeah, like you can see which ones are in the shape of webs and which ones are these little like cobwebby kind
Cottony,
of right, dangly droopies.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently this whole aspect of his character having the fear of spiders wasn't in the original version of the script.
Well, that seems...
So it's like it was him and Frank Marshall's like trying to workshop it to kind of improve it to make it not feel so much of a generic type of script. So they that you got to have it. You can't call it arachnophobia not to have someone with a particular fear of the spiders.
Right, like if the idea is that the audience has arachnophobia, that's fine.
Yeah.
But it really should be about the character's arachnophobia, and then the audience
and creates an arc for the character.
Right. It's cathartic, or
the audience when they're
right
creeped out and everything, that they can be more in the mindset of the actual character.
Right.
Yes.
He's got it in his mouth.
Oh, yucko.
Fuck that.
Just took a gallon of mouthwash.
Dead rat. Fuck no.
That's the one.
Gross.
Only thing worse than the spider is all the dead fucking varmints.
This heartbeat of a nest egg here is about to birth a fear that I will explain when that scene happens. Oh, it's right here. I didn't realize it was right now. Okay. So this movie, I'm 10 years old, right?
Mother.
Whatever, I'm watching this, and maybe they go back and show it again. That's a beautiful cat.
Oh yeah, that's a beautiful cat.
So I don't remember if they go back to showing the baby spiders hatching again, but so at some point on social media, I posed a question that said, "Have you ever seen a little baby spider in your house?" And most people say, yes, I have, right? The little tiny babies. And then my question was, do you ever wonder what happened to the other 400 that were hatched at the same time?
Yeah.
And all of that is predicated on that visual from this movie. Where if I see one, I assume that there was some sort of tennis ball or softball sized egg that hatched dozens or hundreds,
God knows,
of these babies. Now maybe they're not. Maybe it's only like 3 or 4 in a little egg. I don't know. All I know is what this movie taught me.
Yes.
At the age of 10.
Yes.
So that whole like fear of bugs thing is when they're in multitudes like this, like if I see one spider on the wall, I'm not going to be afraid of it. Mm-hmm. If I see 30 spiders on the wall,
motherfucker,
I'm going to be a little jittery. Not going to lie. You know what I mean? Like so it's the army that gets me.
And now you're outnumbered.
Right, sort of, yes.
Doesn't matter how big you are versus them. Could get everywhere.
Exactly.
Get fucking everywhere.
And all of these scenes with multiple spiders, good hip toss there.
It's no steamboat, but
we'll
take it.
No.
It's amateur.
Everybody's got to start somewhere.
Peter Jason from our Carpenter commentaries.
Oh yeah, he's been in a bunch.
Oh yeah.
Look at the blonde and hair on this guy.
Yeah.
Tell me he wasn't the quarterback. You see these like Spanish moss trees.
Yeah.
Like this is Savannah, Georgia to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It reminds me because we did the Firestarter commentary, and they shot that in North Carolina. They had all that at the shop compound.
Yeah.
Or if you watch like Fletch Lives, She's all set in Georgia.
Sure. Even her brooch almost looks like a spider.
Hell yeah, nice production. Again, nice art direction, costume design stuff.
And
even this guy with the blue, powder blue polyester bit.
This lady here on the right, she was the one that was on that Drew Carey show, right?
Maybe.
On the TV show?
Know.
Pretty sure that's her.
There's far less makeup here, so it's hard to tell. Sometimes.
Well, right.
And the fact is, you can't train spiders to do anything, so they had to do little tricks.
That was Manly's parents, I take it then? That's what we were talking about? Okay.
But they had to do all these little tricks. One thing they use, if they're on like the ground or whatnot, they use lemon pledge because to kind of direct them away from certain things because they wouldn't go on the waxy,
the pledge?
furniture polish. Or they kind of attract them with magnets or use the little strings, the vibrations to kind of pull them this way. So, I mean, the people that worked on this thing did a phenomenal job.
Well, that's the thing. Like, it's not CGI.
No, that's the thing.
Is there a spider wrangler? In the credits,
there was someone on there. Yeah.
Like, I feel like even by 1990, any sort of animal rights people were like on set.
They were very particular. I mean, there are points in the film how they constructed certain scenes in terms of like how they had to set it for one shot, but then do something different and substitute a different version of the spider, one that's not a real one,
so that they could smush it. And you can't just be killing arachnids.
Or when there's like one that's actually moving and then like a foot comes down on it, they'd have a hollowed out portion of the sole of the actual shoe for the spider to just kind of
live
inside of it. So they did all types of stuff. It had to been just a real heavy process, just figuring out everything from one scene to the next.
Right. It's a beautiful cat. I don't normally like long-haired cats. I prefer short hair. And so this is our hybrid spider, right? Like these are they're the size and shape of a domestic.
Yeah, these are kind of the drone soldier ones.
But they have the lethality of the adult male.
Yeah. And doing all these shots of little spiders, they probably had like a macro lens or something on them.
Right. And I don't know what variety. How did she not see that? I mean, that's a pretty big spider.
Yeah.
See, like, this is such a Savannah, Georgia house,
totally.
right?
Yeah. It's a reservation. It's a
right. It's a plantation.
It's a plantation. That's what I was going for.
Yeah, plantation. And I guess that affirms the idea that she's the well-to-do if she's going to host the party for the town doctor.
Yeah.
Warm milk? Gross. I always laugh because that's the quote that I had Heather sign on my poster because it's like the one thing that is like it's very iconic, but it's also not related to the movie.
Yeah.
I would be her friend. She seems like a very nice lady.
Yeah.
Great shot there.
Her wallpaper is respectable too. Yeah.
Now that was a little fake looking with the droop down on the nylon string or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, that's a friendship plant back there. I forget what the name of it is. Starts with a P. Wine rack. Nailed them both. Came right out. Oh, that's not good, sir.
Bad wood.
That is not good.
Yeah.
Right, that's awesome. What a shot. And
garbage.
Basically, your house is going to fall down, sir. Like, to me, that is more terrifying than the spiders.
Fiber core or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, that particle board.
Yeah.
To know that, like, your entire house is on a house of cards, so to speak.
Sure.
Oh my God, I can't even, like, that. Termites?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yucko.
I cannot. I would take the army of spiders over the termites that I cannot see.
Yeah, they're so near microscopic.
Even though I'm not paranoid, I do understand this recent, like, obsession with bed bugs.
Okay.
Like, if I go to a hotel, I
Ooh.
personally do not, like, assume bed bugs until proven otherwise.
Sure,
like
until you
some people I know.
Shoot up.
Right. Like, I understand that it happens. I'm not worried about it. Like, I don't worry about bugs.
Sure.
But if I knew that they were there,
Ooh, Lord.
you'd burn the fucking place down because I would just, like, ignorance is bliss, right?
Yeah, right.
I don't want to know about it. Now, what's great about this storytelling element, right, is that he knows her medical history.
Yeah.
This is amazing, right?
Now I like it. The more traditional small town doctors who knows everyone just kind of takes everything a little bit for granted, and the big city doctor, like, he keeps up with the medical journals, the current medicines, all that type of stuff.
And meanwhile, the old man says, nobody in this town wants an autopsy.
Right. And the old doctor, he's a bit of a dick.
Titanic Convulsions is a great segue to the idea that we are recording this. Little peek behind the curtain.
Sure.
Today is the day we are recording this, which is April 14th, which is the anniversary of the sinking of the Titanic. So once again, the planets have aligned. I'm bit by a spider. There's a Titanic reference on the anniversary of the Titanic sinking. Great hair.
Mm-hmm.
Chateau Margaux? She didn't feel 68. You think she did?
I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know. Great makeup on her in that it looks like she has no makeup on, which is
Sure.
amazing. Because people have a tendency in movies to put makeup on these ladies at every hour of the day, in
Yeah.
every situation.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is like bedtime. She's gone
Yeah.
upstairs and taken her makeup off for the day.
Yes.
Which is, in my opinion, how she should look all the time. But that's neither here
There
nor
we
there.
go.
Bugs be gone. Delbert McClintock.
The national treasure, John Goodman.
And there's this jolly score happening
Yeah.
to accompany his character. It's like the Jaws theme, right? Like, it only happens when he's on screen.
I guess the original idea was John Candy for the role, but it was Goodman had just worked with Spielberg on Always.
Okay.
Everyone, half the people on this film. It's like, no, I'll sign on to executive producer if you get Goodman.
And
So
Roseanne
everyone's
was
working with Goodman was like, we really like Goodman.
Roseanne was like
Oh,
the
yeah.
number one show.
Hot. I mean, not too long before this, he worked on Sea of Love with Pacino. So, like, And Goodman just hit the ground running and just kept running.
Yes.
And he looks pretty damn good today. He's dropped a lot of weight. He's a lot older guy, but he looks fit.
It's funny because I was recently, my buddy and I went down a rabbit hole of watching classic Saturday Night Live sketches.
Oh, sure.
And we came across one in which John Goodman was in because he was the host that night. And it was probably from the early aughts because I want to say it had like, Sherry O'Terry, Chris Kattan era.
Yeah, that stuff, yeah.
So maybe, excuse me, 13, 14 years after this movie. And he was giant. Like, it was like, he was
really
very obese. Very obese.
Right around that awful Blues Brothers 2000 era.
And I remarked, I was like, man, he really had bulked up.
Mm-hmm.
And I only said that because the contrast to now.
Yeah.
He has lost. He's much slimmer than he was even in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
In Arachnophobia.
I was watching clips from the Connors series he's doing.
Yeah.
He looked really damn good. And as an actor, the guy's always been so good.
Right. Yeah, he's outstanding. Comedy, drama.
Yeah.
I mean, you name it.
Yeah, he's a Renaissance man in a way.
Here's a situation that wouldn't happen in 2024.
No, not quite.
Let's go to the boys' locker room and have everybody take their pants off. Collectively, right?
Yeah.
I don't even know. Is this still a thing? Was it ever a thing? This cliche
I have no clue. I've never done it myself. I'll tell you that much.
Grab the balls and cough. Like, what is that indicative of? Is that a cancer indicator?
Fuck all, do I have a clue.
What does grabbing my dick and coughing have to do with anything?
Achieve with a medical procedure.
Right.
Make sure you wash your hands afterwards.
I mean, he didn't even put a glove on.
No,
he just went ball to ball.
Yeah.
Whatever spider they used for this, I feel like is a very distinct looking spider. I
think they used a couple different ones. There was one called like an Avondale spider. They want to specifically use ones that were no threat to human.
Got it. I was just coughing right now. I want to let everybody know that you did not have your hand on my balls when I did as such.
Oh, no. Not that type of show.
If you'd like that type of show, I'm sure you could seek it out.
It's somewhere. I don't know where to find it, but I ain't here.
All right, here's a terrifying idea. You put the helmet on and there's a spider in your head.
Yeah.
Then he gets bit. Ow.
And
down. I will say that in the hybrid offspring, the death seems to be instantaneous.
Yeah.
Like, excuse me, Manly in Venezuela, like, had
a couple of seconds.
Right, he convulsed, he gripped the bed. It was as if he was paralyzed.
Yeah.
And then, both the socialite and then the young boy were like dead.
Almost like it's a paralyzing toxin that just kicks in right away.
Right. Like, I don't even know if it's physically possible for any venom to take place, to work that quickly.
Instantaneously, yeah. My thing is like, it's got to take at least a couple of seconds for it to just pump through the bloodstream.
Right. Right, like it has to go somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Like, granted, your body will recycle
pump into the heart or up to the brain or something else like that.
I don't know what the time is, but like, for the blood to go from in the heart to around and back through.
Sure.
I'm sure if there's a medical professional, they will tell us in the comments. I think it's like under 2 minutes, but still.
Sounds reasonable to me.
But still, it's not immediate.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Great match cut. Or for dialogue anyway.
Yeah.
You know?
Ooh, and
that's not good. That's not good. But this lady is a treasure, right? She was in a bunch of things, most notably Happy Gilmore. And then, even more famously after that, she passed away because she was hit by a car in Hollywood or wherever she lived. And she actually may have been like lost a leg or something in the accident and then died later on. But
yeah, she ends up she's in the mouth of madness. She's the innkeeper with that.
Yeah.
She gets turned into a Cthulhu monster.
Right. Yeah, I think Happy Gilmore was what, 92? Does that sound right?
No clue.
Which they are now making a sequel for, which I'm so excited about. So now here...
He's going to take a couple seconds.
He takes a lot longer.
Yeah.
And he's old, right? Like... The kid was instant.
Yeah.
How is the 80-year-old man not instant?
Yeah.
Yeah, because, like, he's had this Dr. Death kind of aura about him now. Amazing. Amazing. Guard the house. Bolo tie.
Yeah. Again, makes it feel like it's deep south again.
Right.
It's weird. Find out like a costume designer on this thing, then. Or something.
It is a little small town, right? For them to say, like, oh, you're this big shot that won't accept anybody's...
Yeah.
I want to see that movie. I love it. I love it.
Seems like no one in the town really has the time for the fucking sheriff.
I know, it's great. What a great little trope.
Yeah.
Like, he's a bumbling cop.
Yeah.
Even though he's the one in charge.
Yeah.
Ooh, I want a double scoop on the way home. I like that it's like a family practice. She's there decorating.
Yeah.
She's the artist. That ship looks too big for that cubby.
Yeah.
Like, that's weird, right?
It's a nice looking ship. fumble around with the books to get around it.
Well, I know,
Yeah.
right? You gotta. I mean, more importantly, if you want that book, you gotta move the ship out of the way, and then you risk breaking it.
Yeah. Yeah.
What? He's great. I don't know who this guy is.
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen him before, but maybe I'm just
The only
remembering.
thing I picked up on that I saw him before was that John Larroquette Bronson Pinchot flick, Second Sight, where Bronson Pinchot's playing the psychic.
I did not watch that, but I'm aware of it.
I haven't seen it in a long time. It probably doesn't hold up very well, but he played pretty much Pinchot's handler, his doctor or whatnot in the whole thing. I can pick up what the guy's name is real fast.
This is Bunny's mom.
Stuart Pankin. He was on Not Necessarily the News, Curb Your Enthusiasm.
He was on Curb Your Enthusiasm, which I've seen every episode except the final season. I'm rewatching Curb Your Enthusiasm with a friend of mine who had never seen it, and we're about halfway through. So I was waiting for the final season to watch it new with her.
He was also in Fatal Attraction, so he's gotten around.
Fatal Attraction, that's a good one. Fatal Attraction was what, 87?
Roughly there, yeah.
So they're gonna spend their night telling spider stories. That's fun. Speak of the devil. Great use of shadow.
Yeah. I was going to say the sports references are kind of weird because they're all living in Southern California, but one guy's wearing a Miami Dolphins thing from this town. They got Dodgers stuff in the background. Well, Dodgers are right. I don't know what I was thinking, but
Well, at least the Dodgers are right.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking there. Got my stuff mixed
Right,
up.
but Manly being a Miami Dolphin fan is weird.
Yeah.
But yes, there's a lot of sports memorabilia. Like, there's a football team photo in the hallway of this house that I saw. I mean, high school football is very common, so that's fine.
Sure, yeah. It's interesting. I don't even know where. Can't figure where the shadow's coming from.
Right, like what was the light source? Spiders of the world. That there where he's got highlighted on the right almost looks like
The script.
the script. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably not, but
Not like Jaws when Scheider's just reading through all the book about sharks and everything.
right. That's a cricket that he said he'd never. That he
Hasn't
hadn't
heard any.
It's because the spiders are eating them all.
Uh-huh.
Not. I remember, so, as everyone remembers, I've worked in a movie theater for many years. Every once in a while, we'd get a cricket in the theater.
Oh, Lord.
And obviously, they love dark,
Yeah.
cool spots.
Yeah.
And when it's dark and cool, they make a shitload of noise. So.
And trying to find him is just a near
Impossible.
impossible task.
And look at that, he's got a softball baby
Yeah,
sack on his back.
Ugh.
So, every once in a while, you'd be watching a movie and there'd just be cricket chirping throughout the whole thing, and man, people were pissed. What are you going to do about it, right?
Yeah, where are you
here's
gonna,
a pot of coffee.
Right.
Cheers. And I really do like that particular line of dialogue, too, because...
It's resentful.
As the expert,
Yeah.
experts are often quick to say what isn't
Right.
in their expertise.
Myths
right.
And stuff like that. It's like misconceptions about...
whatever they're the
and
expert
everything.
in, right.
It's like, you really don't know what you're talking about. That's just all urban myth stuff. It's a big old sucker.
Well, that's one of them, right?
Yeah.
Or no?
I'm guessing it's probably one of them I don't know. Nice. That's a good beat.
It is a great beat. Yeah, I assumed that spider that he was feeding was a manly eye from
Possibly.
Venezuela. I'm not a foosball guy. I don't like it.
No.
And I'm very much into sports. But I don't really like games. I like pinball. Pinball's great.
So they said the old lady was 68, right?
They did, yes.
Just trying to figure out.
I didn't catch the dates.
It was 22 to 90, so is that right? I think that's right.
22 to 90 would have been 68, yes.
Okay.
Now, I thought that he was present in the conversation at the party when they talked about Manly going to South America and dying there.
Mm.
There he's got his potato chips.
His old bag of Ruffles. Like $1.59, I think it says on that.
On the bag of potato chips?
Bag, yeah. Now it's close to like $3.59, I think.
Which actually is about right, considering that the $100 bottle of wine is $300 now. Yeah, and I've got one on my right arm, right here. My right tricep.
Nice camera move here. I like that.
And I love the lighting too.
Yeah, the lighting on this thing's really nice when they get that nice glow.
Can't be that hard to find a specimen. They're friggin' everywhere, right? Little does he know, the nest in his own barn.
Yeah.
Like, that's great lighting.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Like, that's a tarantula, right?
It looks like one, yeah.
And he's got a comic book or a J.C. Penney magazine or some shit.
Yeah, it's like, thinking like, no one has no newspapers, no one has magazine anymore. What do you whack anything with these days?
A shoe?
A shoe.
Yeah, a flip-flop, right? What do you whack anything with is a great question.
You need the old Sears catalog to whack something that big, man.
And it's funny because in the shot just before this, you could clearly
tell it's a coat hook.
Coat hook.
Yeah.
But it clearly was not a coat hook in the other shot.
Yeah.
Look at that car that Bolo got out of. I don't know what that is back there, but it's tiny. It's a little weird.
Compact sucker.
That is a great line. Beautiful house, too.
Yeah.
What I don't know where this is. Another...
Stained glass and everything.
Right, it's a Gothic mansion. It might be Michael Myers' house.
The nicest one we've seen so far.
Great acting, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's the same coat he wore in Dumb and Dumber, too, I think.
Hey, maybe.
You just borrowed it, you're like, oh, that's my coat. Thanks.
I like all this.
Yeah, this is the aristocrat's house, right?
Yeah.
See, she's just an amateur because she only has 9 coffee mugs. I have about 60.
She's shorter than he is. How'd she get up there and grab
Well,
those
no,
fuckers?
yeah, she's got to get
They're
a
just decoration
step
there.
stool.
That's just decoration, man.
Oh, that looks promising.
Yeah.
Spider and the ficus. The one on the right looks real, the one on the left looks fake.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
I was like, I want to stick my head in no shit right now. Sight unseen.
Right. How you just gonna go around and eat a dead lady's Chex Mix, too, by the way? Very fitting for the character. Like, what a great character
Yeah.
nuance.
Just edging on buffoon territory.
Right. There it is. I would literally barf.
I'd be puking up
Barf.
right now, yeah.
Like, I want to barf right now.
Just
Well,
all over the place. Nice. Even the fucking Emmys just have the time with it, too. Black, black
he's
sock.
the dad of Bunny Beechwood.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that he was Coach Beechwood and that Bunny was his daughter. Because I saw the same sports team photos in the hallway. Sure. That all makes sense now. So here we go, having one of the most traumatic scenes in all of cinema history. It is on a string. I don't know if you saw that. I don't know how they attach a string to a spider, but whatever. Because it's not an animatronic. And this is not what I was referring to. The how do you gross right here. We're gonna get the down the face.
And apparently,
oh my God, that.
And apparently, it was supposed to jump on her shoulder instead, but it was like it was such a good take, you just could not use it. Oh God damn it!
Now, explain to me what happened in with him.
Nothing.
Well, except for the fact that he was in the middle of a bowel movement and just got up and left the room.
Well, he was working on a piece of newspaper or something. He was
so
taking his time.
Maybe it hadn't happened yet, is what you're saying?
That's possible. You know, Daz could be in there for an hour, man.
I mean, you get caught up with a good piece of publication.
Gotta get through that sports section.
Right. I mean, this is before a good Sudoku in the newspaper.
Sure. Oh, flying at you. Nice painting.
It's a little big for the room, though.
A bit much, but
like it's a great painting, but it doesn't belong in that room. I'd like to know what those cocktails are. The fine spirits. He plays really good at
paralyzed fear.
Yes.
It's like me in the theater watching The Exorcist. Nope. I'd like to run out of the theater right now, but I get paralyzed with fear right now.
And you watched the original one recently?
This was when they did the re-release.
Yeah.
The extended version.
I actually just rewatched The Exorcist a couple weeks ago. I never got around to the new one with the two girls.
I've only seen the original and 3, nothing else. I don't need to see anything else.
2 is very, very bad.
Oddly enough, this came now a couple weeks before The Exorcist 3. It actually opened behind Die Hard 2 and Ghost. So
Die Hard 2 and Ghost were the same weekend?
Well, they were already out previous weeks in July of 1990, but shows you what kind of summer it was.
What a great run. Like, you could go see Die Hard 2, then next week Ghost, and next week Arachnophobia, and then the week after that, Exorcist 3.
A couple weeks after that.
Well, either way,
I had the thing pinned on here. Give me 2 seconds. It's kind of an interesting lineup they had going on here. So you had Die Hard 2.
So, I would absolutely... Hold on one second. I would absolutely... Like, this is the kind of shit that I like. Like, if somebody were to make a T-shirt or a work shirt that had this Bugs Be Gone on it, that's what I want. I need to look into this. If my phone wasn't in the fucking car, I could look and see if anybody makes a Bugs Be Gone hat or work shirt that I could wear to a convention, and everyone would be like, oh my god, that's the greatest thing ever. What were you going to say?
Well, I was going to say, July of 1990, here's what came out. We had Die Hard 2 at the beginning.
All right.
Then it's Jetsons the movie.
Okay, I didn't see that.
Then The Adventures of Ford Fairlane, which is also directed by Rennie Harlan, same as Die Hard 2, from the same studio, so...
Weird that they came out at the same time.
Yeah, like a week apart. Then Ghost.
Yes.
Yeah, it's something called The Invisible Maniac. I don't know shit about it.
I've never heard of that.
And the Bill Murray film Quick Change, which I saw once, I didn't really attach myself to.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. Then this came out on the 18th. It was so released on the 18th.
Of July.
Then it's The Freshman with Broderick and Brando.
Oh, that's a Rennie Harlan shot right there.
You got Navy SEALs.
Look at him, cock of the walk. Navy SEALs, okay.
You got Presumed Innocent with Harrison Ford.
Yep.
And Problem Child.
Which I saw at least twice in the theater.
And then starting next month, you got Young Guns 2.
Awesome.
So I think you got some pretty hot stuff that summer. And it's only like 1 month out of the summer.
What a hot year that was. See, and I don't buy that it was long enough.
Yeah. It was nice to have a little bit of a timeline in that regard. There we go.
And look at that.
Yeah, how?
Now, that's not that would be a great midpoint.
Yeah,
But
we're way past.
I
think the midpoint I clocked it was right about when the doctor bit it. Or got bit, as it were.
Which, okay, so that means it would be where the non-believer becomes a believer, even though he dies right away. I'm trying to... usually it involves the main character.
Yeah, it's not a major pivot point.
Dead. Now we got our mouse people that are probably up in arms that we've now killed a mouse. I feel like that's a little bit of a leap.
Yeah. If you just put in probably.
Right. That's all you need is one word.
Loosen it up a little
One
bit.
word.
Yeah.
this is like right up my alley. Like, I love this whole like new species of an animal. Let's talk about what could be and couldn't be. Like a queen bee or whatever.
Sure.
Yeah. He's even got the like southern drawl.
Yeah.
That like corroborates my theory that this is in Savannah, Georgia.
Something, yeah.
Or, Columbia, South Carolina.
Something, yeah.
So I find it interesting that the original male produces the queen.
Okay.
And then, so the queen is the daughter of the king, so to speak.
Peculiar.
And then the queen is in charge of making everybody else.
Sure.
Like, that's such a fascinating thing to me. Oh. Look at that car. What a delight he is, yeah?
Yeah.
They got their popcorn, they got their puzzle show. This is great. There's no... Well, I shouldn't say there's no debate. As long as there's something in there, then...
And no dry popcorn.
Coca-Cola?
There's a Coke.
Love a Coke. And as we are recording this, it was recently, if not like this week, it was in next week that Pat Sajak's final show is going to air.
Yeah, I heard. Been doing it for, 40 years?
Yeah. Yeah, now as a movie theater person, I will say that is a terrifying...
Yeah.
Terrifying.
Prospect.
You see, this movie scares the shit out of me. Like...
Even more so today.
Yes! I'm literally infected.
It's like growing extra arms by the end of this.
I don't know what's going to happen. Oh, God, basic egg sack. Oh, of course, right?
Cannibal spiders.
Right. Why stop at vampire or killer spiders? Let's add cannibal in there too. God damn it. And I don't even mind spiders, right? Like, again, a single spider is fine.
A horde of them.
We are about to get into some of the worst shit that I've ever seen.
Legions.
That is a beautiful photograph.
Oh, yeah.
This is almost like a Barbie dream house.
Yeah, it's like, doesn't even look real to me. The pastel colors look a little fakey.
Right.
And though it clearly is a real house. Oh.
Got them both. Nope. Gone. Look at the production design of the Coke and the popcorn on the floor.
Yeah. This is a nice piece.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's a nice piece of dummy work.
It's a little fake looking in Blu-ray.
A little...
On the VHS, you couldn't tell.
No. It's a fine piece where they did a full body deal with it. They look a little... She looks better than he does. I don't know if it's the lighting or what.
Yeah. Great barn, too. I don't know if they just found a barn or if they built this, but holy cow. I mean, that's a Friday 3 barn if there ever was one. It's a hell of a flashlight.
Yeah. Those xenon bulbs or something.
Not back then.
No?
I don't think so. I mean, it's like, it could be a mag light or something, you know, whatever.
Yeah,
That heavy metal.
Yeah.
It just feels a little, like, extra bright.
I know when they started doing the X-Files a couple years after that, sometimes I had whole scenes just lit by the flashlight. So they got these really high-end bulbs and everything for them to really, really wash over the whole scene.
Right. I just don't know if the spider scientist is going to have that, unless that's the cops. Excuse me,
Possibly.
the sheriffs. And now this is totally right up my alley,
Yeah.
right? This is everything I love.
Oh, yeah. Maps everywhere.
Give me maps, give me push pins, give me connecting dots.
Highlighters.
Yeah, dots, give me all of it. The old lady. Now that's weird. Oh, good, they make it.
They make some Bugs Be Gone shirts. They're not exactly... They're just T-shirts that I found on a quick search.
I'm. All right. Well,
There's a whole slew of these suckers out there, just not,
What
not
is
the
this?
actual outfit.
This one here, is that a work shirt? I don't know. I can't
No,
tell.
none of them are. They're all just T-shirts.
All right. Well, I'm gonna look this up. I need a Bugs Be Gone T-shirt. If anyone would like to hit that super thanks button and donate some money so I can get a Bugs Be Gone T-shirt. Okay, so the one thing about the map that I don't care for in this movie is that all the dots were very
It's
similar.
no longer available, but it was on eBay.
Oh, that one's more like a work shirt. Sure.
That's the real deal.
All right. The dots on the map were a little too close, and it didn't. I don't buy that the farmhouse was in the middle of those things.
Okay.
Because to me, oh God, that's a
Yeah.
cat. Oh fuck.
Yeah.
I don't. When I see his house in the barn, I don't think that it's like a stone's throw from the football field.
Right,
And,
right.
you know,
A couple miles, probably. Damn right. Yeah.
oh my God.
Oh, Christ
Oh, and it
almighty.
went right in. Oh, great. Look at that. The dropping of the
falling
flashlight.
down, yeah. Nice lighting over all these little, the little subtle backline with the blue and everything, the fog.
Just burn it down. God damn it. Get a blowtorch and just.
Molotov cocktails.
What a great character.
Oh yeah, so much.
Now, would he not see the flashlight laying on the ground? If we could see it from
Right, right.
here, it's like obscured by the.
Sure.
But the shot that we saw was from outside looking in.
It's shining out of the barn door, so it functions. It's fucking acid. Jesus Christ.
I love his little cackle.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's like, is that supposed to be him on the back of the Bugs Be Gone logo? You know what I mean? Look, oh goddamn!
Yeah, just the no. Just got all over the place.
Oh my God! What a great line. There's
There we go.
some Family Ties. Mike Gross, as he introduced himself.
Yeah.
Justine Bateman, the younger sister of Jason Bateman.
Yeah.
Actually, I think older sister.
Hmm.
There's old MJF. Not Maxwell Jacob Friedman. great shot of the spider across to Alex P. Keaton. I don't remember what the P stands for. Good Lord. Here come the dozens of spiders on the wall. Were you trying to look up what Michael Fox's middle name is?
It's actually Andrew.
Oh. What's the J? Do we know?
I think it was just the fact that there probably was another Michael
Michael Fox?
Fox or something, and he just chose a random
Oh.
letter at a whatever. It's got to be in here real fast.
Alright, so here's where the shit really hits the fan. Literally everywhere in this house, coming out of the woodwork, I can't even... Now, it's one thing to have a house that's got, 600 spiders in it. It's another thing if those spiders are, in fact, deadly. Right? So, spiders in general don't hurt you. Mm-hmm. A common house spider won't bite you just because it's walking over you.
Yeah.
The one that got me...
Yeah.
is probably because I rolled over on it in the middle of the night and in self-defense, took a bite. Mm-hmm. But oh fuck, coming out of the drain, god damn it. I can't. I cannot. To know that these are the aggressive type that will in fact murder you.
Jesus Christ. All over the fucking place. Man.
Oh, there go the roses. They're coming out of the door frame.
Yeah.
Oh, god damn it.
Lord.
Whoever made this movie, it gets an A+. Because...
There we go.
I couldn't remember what the line was. I knew there was a good one. Here's a good cosplay for a... Look at that. That's a little CGI, but man...
Yeah, they did some kind of animated rotoscope deal.
I could see that being a good convention cosplay there with the...
Oh, great, yeah. That's definitely not Jeff Daniels.
Nope, and through the rotted floor.
Yeah.
Thanks, termites. Termites might have actually saved his life in this situation.
Well, Goodman's character said it was just bad wood. It wasn't termites. It was just rotted wood or something else like that.
Bad wood, right, right. Look at this.
Mother of Christ.
And of course, no other spiders around.
Yeah.
So you're actually pretty safe there by the pulsating brain looking... Oh, there she is. That's got to be the queen bee right there, yeah?
And they nicknamed this sort of boss spider to a certain degree Big Bob.
That's Big Bob there?
After Robert Zemeckis.
Whoa.
It's just as a joke.
That's hilarious.
Spielberg and Marshall and everything, they all know.
Well,
all
sure.
All in a circle together.
Well, right. I mean, they're all colleagues, even though there's a sense of competition, so to speak.
Yeah.
I really don't believe that there's as much Hollywood feuding as, people might lead on. Again, some more really great lighting here.
Oh, yeah.
With the
sparks and everything.
The sparks and and those clearly look different than the light that's dangling and twisting around the room.
Yeah.
Those are two very separate lights.
It gives a nice visual energy here. Very haunted house
Yeah.
Lightning.
And in a way it is.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't believe in ghosts. The Conjuring was not as scary to me as this. This is terrifying.
Oh, yeah. Just seeing that thing on the fucking shovel. Jesus Christ.
And then it touches your hand.
Woo. Yeah.
Oh, so I guess that might be...
No, that's
that,
not the
that's not
that's
Bob.
the big deal. I thought the other one was a lot
Maybe
bigger.
that's the dad.
That's the father, yeah.
Yeah, that might be the manly
yeah.
eye.
Yeah, I thought Big Bog was much bigger. So, yeah.
Which would be the queen, actually,
Yeah.
not Zemeckis. Holy fuck!
Motherfuck, yeah. It's more the size of a basketball than a softball.
There's a great scene coming up here where he's chucking the wine bottles
Oh, yeah.
and has to decide which ones are expendable.
Yeah.
There you go. Don't wait. Just go and light it. You just blowtorch that sumbitch right now. What are you waiting for? I don't think you need that fuel. Have a sip. I know it's broken glass, probably not. But that looked expensive, right?
I'm sure they're all fairly expensive.
I mean, wouldn't you want to, like, take a drink first before you waste it?
Well,
And I think that doing that is probably going to piss it right off.
there's a son of a bitch right there.
Ow. That would hurt equally bad to a spider bite.
I think I read it took them like 12 days to shoot this entire end sequence. And Daniel was just stuck under this wine rack for like 2 days.
Poor guy. Well, imagine all the things that you have
Fucking
to...
Christ.
Imagine
Slice
all the
that
things
thing.
that have to be reset. Or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah, constantly.
Great shot.
Yeah, that thing's fucking gigantic.
I mean, it's like
Oh.
the size of your hand.
I mean, they had for certain shots, they did have like an animatronic or something else like that, but for these, I mean...
That looks like...
They were intentionally telling Daniel's like, just make sure you don't hit the actual spider with the fucking bottle. So I had to aim it for like 3 feet away from it. Was uncooperative co-star ever. It's a fucking diva of a spider.
Right. Like, I'm sure it's just a common tarantula.
Yeah, something along those lines, yeah. But Jesus.
Yeah, they always say don't work with animals or kids, right?
Yeah. There we go.
I'm pretty sure you could have just lit the thing on fire without an accelerant.
Sure.
Like, go get the nest. Don't worry about that bitch. Bob. Bob's fine. Great shot there.
Yeah.
Hiding under the...
Give it some kind of intelligence.
Like, don't worry about the big one. That looked fake.
Eh.
Well, because there was fire going on it.
Sure.
So you don't
yeah,
want to burn
they
the real
wanna
bug.
Get the real thing. It's a nice camera move.
Yes. And then you're blinded by the light.
Yeah. You get those solar eclipse glasses going. Light the close up of the...
The bug eyes.
Yeah.
Everything about this is fantastic.
Yeah. Could be anywhere.
Well, sure.
That's the fucking problem.
I just don't understand why you're not going after
the big deal.
the babies.
Sure.
Like, nip it in the bud, right? Like, let's just...
Yeah. But still, if you don't get the queen, you could just make more
Well, I understand that, but
Yeah.
let's eliminate the more first.
Yeah.
Because at the moment, there are 501 spiders.
Yes.
It's a lot easier to just get rid of the 500 and deal with the one.
Oh, motherfucker. Oh, God. Oh, God.
And why would it not bite him? You know what I mean? Especially since he's struggling with it.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. All over me.
Does that not give you the most...
Willies.
Like, you literally shuddered
Yeah,
next to
just
me.
like, fuck this.
He like, convulsed.
Oh, my Lord. Woo.
And now we're going to recreate his first memory of the spider crawling up him in the crib. Like, that just looks like a tarantula. That's fine.
Yeah.
That looks real.
The reverse shot seems like it's animatronic.
Yeah.
Because it was more...
But that's a real spider.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, that's a real spider.
Great work.
Probably fake on the eyes, like
yeah,
the close-ups.
Oh, yeah, certainly. They probably did maybe an oversized
Right.
close-up version of it.
Here you go. Catapult. Goodbye. And then see.
Yeah, it's like the Terminator.
I'll be back. There you go. Nail gun. Here we go. Beautiful. I mean, that
I don't know if they
actually...
needed the 357 Magnum sound effect, but...
You know what that reminds me of? Is the final shot of Die Hard 2, where the
plane.
fire goes up to the plane,
yeah.
which was
Yeah.
2 weeks before this.
Yeah.
Imagine going to Die Hard and having that ridiculous ending,
Yeah.
and then 2 weeks later you say, I'm going to go see this fun movie, and it has the same ending. I mean, that's Willis and what's her nuts hugging on the tarmac right there.
Bedelia, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going back to the city. Like, fuck
And
this
that doesn't
shit.
look like San Francisco to me either. I mean, I guess it is because of the pier.
port of, yeah. Tony Bennett.
Maybe it's a more iconic skyline than I give it credit for, but it just looked generic to me.
Yeah, it's not until I
mean,
saw that, it's like, okay, yeah, it's San Fran.
it's not, I mean, nothing is as iconic as the Chicago skyline, which is
Right.
the greatest skyline in the world, and I will go to my grave saying that.
You gotta get San Francisco from the right angle.
Clearly, from the ocean side, the port side is the side that you need it from.
Sure. Probably better than the LA skyline because they got fucking nothing. They
There's
got, like,
no
three buildings.
No, LA skyline's shit.
Yeah.
Like, people can make a case for New York.
Sure.
It was better when the Twin Towers were there. But, like, man, what Manhattan has going for it is the U shape. It's a peninsula.
Yeah.
It's an island.
Yeah.
So, if you get Manhattan at the right angle, it's pretty cool because you have the island aspect.
Yeah.
But from a pure line of buildings,
Yeah.
Chicago's the greatest skyline in the world.
Just like the earthquake bit. It's just like, they treated the spiders for like, okay, yeah.
And look at that.
And it's still spilling.
Look at the $300 of wine drooling out of the bottle. I mean, this movie's a 10.
Yeah, it's nice. Don't bug me.
Don't bug me, right? Like, I love this movie. I saw it when I was probably 10. You said you were 10 also when you were in the movie theater.
Yeah.
I didn't catch it till home video.
Okay.
But, Jesus Christ. Is this a good time or is this a good time?
Yeah.
Brandy Beechwood was played by Brandy. Frances Bay. That's the gal's name that was in Happy Gilmore. Grandma.
Okay. That sounds familiar, yeah.
And, she was like hit by a car at some point.
Ugh.
And I think she lost her legs and then died after that later on. But what an absolute delight of a lady she was. Yeah, I don't know. I think as far as like creature features go, this is at the top of my list. I mean, now I will say that there are movies out there that are, much more cartoony / over the top, campy.
Yeah.
Like Eight-Legged Freaks, which is a fun movie. Mm-hmm. Arquette's in that. It's, I mean, so fun, but it's not realistic fun.
Yeah.
Like, this is fun because, again, it could happen to me.
You're right.
All right, here we go. Animal trainers. There's only 2 listed. Mm-hmm. Spider unit. Here we go. They have a whole unit. Got it. So we got an entomologist. We have a live coordinator.
Stephen Kutcher, I think, was the main guy.
We have 2 consultants and a spotter. I wonder what this Chris Wallace, no relation to the Chris Wallace, and apparently Mark Wallace. I wonder if they have done any other work. Wallace spelled weird, Walas. Pookie Weed there, don't know what he did. You're looking this guy up?
I'm trying to. It's not being very cooperative.
The name doesn't ring a bell.
No.
So I don't know if they, were...
I was trying to do a search with the name. I wasn't coming up with anything.
Yeah, I mean, Wallace spelled Walas is a very unusual rendering. So I...
Trying to do special effects. I don't know. There he is.
Tony's Food Service.
He's from Chicago.
Well, that's fun.
He worked on The Fly and Gremlins.
Well, shit. That's good enough for me. Yeah, here's the Venezuela unit. Jesus.
Unit.
Well,
Well, we'll have to check out The Fly someday, too.
God, The Fly is awesome. We need to put that on the list.
I want to. I just got to see it first.
Well, if I'd have known, I'd have brought you my copy.
Yeah, I'll get it eventually.
Frank Sinatra. Here's a guy that I can't fucking stand. Good God. Frank Sinatra to me is like nails on a chalkboard.
Okay.
I am a Dean Martin guy through and through.
Okay.
Don't bug me. Performed by Jimmy Buffett. Right. I didn't know that. That's crazy. Snorkel camera systems. All right. Cambria, California. And then old Venezuela. Weird. I can't imagine...
and the Flying Squirrel.
Well, I can't imagine going to your boss at Disney in 1990. Now, I don't know who was running Hollywood at this point, Hollywood Pictures.
Yeah, I don't know who was the head of it.
But the head of film at this point would have been Michael Eisner.
Sure, yeah.
And I don't know if somebody goes to Eisner and says, all right, we're going to make a movie and we need to go to Venezuela and shoot.
Yeah.
And I don't know if him and Katzenberg were really, I don't know if they were friends or if they were battling at this point.
Okay, yeah.
Katzenberg had taken over animation, I think, by here.
Okay. Feels about right.
And Eisner was in charge of the entire studio.
Yeah.
So there was some person in charge of this division.
Yeah.
Who would have probably
Yeah.
been given the thumbs up. Hot in the Shade, 1989.
Yeah.
The Kiss record. Anyway, what a great time.
Yeah.
Fucking love it. Love it, love it.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it too.
We'll be back with something a little more bleak next time.
Yeah, so it's a little on the other end of the spectrum, guys. So thanks so much for joining us. We'll be back soon with good stuff.
I'll let you know what happens with my arm.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.